When Mark Twain danced naked beyond indoor America's midnight and life, the women would look and giggle and keep the sight of Bacchus tramping a bunch of pagan all over their Christian fields silent. Awful beautiful were the peaks behind the skirts of Victoria. I'm sick in my lungs. I've slept in squares too many nights. I must listen to young Tom Waits to get over the emotional lip, crest the waters to let this out. I've still got to cite other famous people to hide my emotions behind, because I don't trust you yet. Don't worry. This poem will be no longer than it needs to be, and then you can get back to whatever it was you were doing. The other day, Rob in New York called me to say that he felt like screaming out tears on the streets of Jackson Heights when an old friend left forever to Italy the other day, but he was in public. So he got into the elevator to his home, but there was somebody there. So he battened down his hatches until he got inside and answered the phone, which was his friend's father, having just missed her, and Rob was strong for the stranger father on the other end, sad that it would be days in another country before he heard his daughter, until Rob finished giving information and hung up and made himself a screwdriver. The tears burst flames out of his head's windows. I thought at the time I would have liked for him to cry in the elevator, to shake somebody up that he didn't know, a rare piece of human they weren't expecting on the ride up the building when their minds were on their cat food, and they shouldn't have to think about the importance of their fellow passengers. But I knew I wouldn't have either. I knew I wouldn't have even made the screwdriver and wow into the space of the apartment. I would have sucked all that rare human down until I vomited it up in rage at a loved one a few days later, which is modern etiquette. It all goes down somewhere beneath my stomach to some dark space like a porta potty. I have no idea how full it is or what might be down there, but I just keep pouring it down. I've never heard a reporter report on the great invisible Lovecraftian beasts that amble up and down American streets ready to swallow those who peek over the dam and bear a little of their reality. There's a presence older than civilization on this continent, a dark presence. I'm crawling around looking for my eyes. I know they were cut out and are laying somewhere on the asphalt in front of me. There's warmth on my cheeks, thicker and saltier than tears. I'm sick in my lungs from holding death inside. I want to run down the road barking my tears at the beasts who would have me keep gagging it to my grave. Bellow those rapscallions into the light. I want to tear out the throat of every fad, every knick-knack and jimcrack that we're supposed to cover ourselves in for almighty comfort, frothing at the cameras. You're the people who murdered Kerouac! I want to broadcast my cat sleeping on sunlight over satellite as the new America. You don't care about all the things I really want to do. All of the wrong things are unacceptable. This has to reverse. The HMS Doom is filling with murk green sea, hugged by the dark father that slumbers beneath the ocean like some evil teddy bear. I've got to allow myself the emotional wreck that all of this is making me. I've got to get rid of all of these metaphors. It's time to rip off my armor before I jump into the river. The white, mustached nude walks steaming on my freshly trimmed lawn to the street where I'm prone, with a face so terrible that I cannot go back in under the covers. Nobody titters behind their Venetians because there's flashy poison on a screen in front of them. He hands me my eyes. He says that those who lose their eyes for his sake will gain them. Twain tells me to strip off all of my clothes, all of it. Not a stitch must stay on for this dance. Push out the bad air from your innards. Let go of the silly concealment of your clothes, cloaking your life within, and study shame no more. Uncover your head. Allow your loins to flap free. Go where the life within. Relax your belly, the core and source of you. Feel the cold and heat on and in your skin. Take off your shoes, for you are standing on holy ground.